Hello everybody, Zakar here, and today I'm going to be going over my 1.1 cycle starter. Just doing a quick overview, not going to be going too crazy into detail, but we're going to get into it. So I'm going to be cycle starting Necromancer. I'm going to be doing Skeletal Mage. This will not be like a full-on fleshed out, just like build guide. Hopefully that comes later, we'll see, but just going over what I've theory crafted and kind of my ideas going forward for 1.1. Before we get started, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, something to help the video out and get some more views. That'd be great. Thank you guys. I'm not too crazy on YouTube, but hey, anything helps, you know? So with this, what we're going to be doing is looking at Skeletal Mage first. There's a lot of stuff that I'll try to go over and cover in terms of like options, but we're going to be talking about each skill tree and the minimum that you need for that skill tree to kind of get the build going. So for Skeletal Mages and using Profane Ablation, we get quite a bit of damage effectiveness and quite a bit of flat for the base damage already. And the build comes online pretty quickly, around level 40 if you level all these skills as soon as you get them and spec them. So not too bad to get going, and once you have it going, it's pretty much the same gameplay up all the way through empowered monoliths, right? So with this build, essentially what you need for Skeletal Mages for the minimum is you need underlings to actually cast Profane Ablation. You need Death Knights to have them proc a lot more often. When you compare it to any of the other Skeletal Mage types, they just don't proc as often. You can test this. Death Knights have the highest proc rate or cast rate for Profane Ablation. Then what you need is Grey Merchant here for sustain. You need crit, and you need the you don't need these, but you want Grey Merchant, and then once you have Grey Merchant, Death Knights, and Profane Ablation, you can fill out with your crit to have them crit more often, and your maximum number of Skeletal Mages that obviously have one more. These are your next two important things. This left side of the tree doesn't matter too much until later on, but from the get-go, you want the health, the crit, the sustain, and the ability to cast Profane Ablation. So pretty easy, straightforward. And when we get to boots, I'll kind of explain more about this side of the tree. For summon Skeletal Mages, you need Mind Catcher to get our mana back. You need to remove archers because they only cast on warriors. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and grab Empty the Graves to have more skeletons cast. And then you're going to take either the mana efficiency if you feel like your build's a little bit mana intensive, or you're going to come down here and take this Bone Armor and have it cast on allies, so you and your Skeletal Mages are a little bit more tanky in your downtime. The summoned skeletons will cast that on you guys. So once you have that, you want to grab the Ward Gain here, fill out your mana efficiency if it's something that you still need, and then you can grab maximum number of skeletons here, Immortal. Either of these nodes is pretty good. Doesn't matter too much, but this kind of helps just so you don't hit your cap too often or as often, and you're able to sack more of your skeletons. Then for Dreadshade, we want Lone Watcher minimum, and then that's pretty much it. You grab the damage here, the cast speed, the armor for survivability. This is huge, and then have it apply to you so you can get that armor as well, and then grab this flat damage here, and then fill in with area, and that's it. That's it for Dreadshade. Pretty easy. For Summon Volatile Zombies, we want to grab this node as soon as possible, Awaken Presence, so that way they can be procced off our minion deaths. If this becomes too mana intensive, we want to grab the mana efficiency. It's pretty much, you always go mana efficiency if you ever can't sustain it, or you can't, it's getting hard for you to sustain it, right? But it's also important for you to grab Vital Ward. These things are going to be like the very first things that you grab, and then once you have that, convert to Necrotic, fill in with your more multis, and then finally, if you have the extra points or you get extra points, it's grabbing the Fervor and Ferocious Horde. Maybe you need more here, maybe you don't, depending. But for our filler skill, I'm using Wraith. Wraith's just the permanent version, pretty obvious, you get that. Then you want to come and grab this Flame Wraith node as soon as possible, so that way you can try to fish for one early on if you don't have the idols. Then you grab the Necrotic damage and Leech here, really helpful. And then once you are later in the game, when you have more crit and such, you want to come down here, grab this flat crit and the crit multi, so that way they're critting as well. Instead of this skill, you could go for Infernal Shade, go the physical conversion, grab the armor shred here, and have it apply to your minions. You'd also want to grab this extra shade here, this extra shade here, and this allows you to have 6 total shades, 5 of which will go on your Summon Skeletal Mage, and they'll all be getting the bonuses here, and then they last infinitely, and they should be able to sustain it for the most part, as it doesn't increase too high of damage when you aren't running very much flat. But this does come with some problems. They do ice skate a lot, so if you don't have minions to help transport to you, then it can feel bad. Also, it does, kind of dip into their survivability a little bit, as you have to build some regen to kind of counteract this, and it's always going to be ticking down, right? So that's your other option for Summon Wraith. But yeah, this is kind of how I'm going to set it up and go with. For our items, we're going to be taking the Snowblind here for more armor against chilled. Our minions will be chilling. It's a low LPL, so we can grab hopefully 4 LP, especially on MG. Death Rattle here, we're going to be taking for the minion critical strike multiplier, the intelligence, and also the fact that we get 30 flat health on minion death. Once we have that, we can grab the Titan Heart as well. The Titan Heart's going to be nice because we get 15 less damage while wielding a two-handed melee weapon. Well, we can't regenerate health. We'll have a bunch of extra health, and hopefully we can get some LP on this. But without being able to regenerate health, we'll just be going and using the Death Rattle, regain health, and also our health on Usurper's Mandate. Since we get the chance to gain 50 health on minion hit and chance to gain 50 health on minion death, it's going to be pretty nice. Hopefully we can kind of counteract the fact that we don't have any regen. Minions can't be summoned, we get a little bit more health, and then we obviously want the flat spell damage as much as we can. So that minion necrotic penetration is going to be pretty nice. For our rings, we're going to be going Ribbons of Blood, so our minions can be crit, give us a little more health, LP if we can. Phantom Grip for the levels of minion skills, some flat crit for our minions in general, and also let's hope we can get some LP on this. Spider Silk Sash, so we can get a little bit more resist. Some minion affixes, like minion health regen, minion damage, and then defenses and potion cleanse. Gloves, we want the armor mitigation also applies the damage over time as much as we can get. Intelligence, and then our defenses and any minion affix we can get damage, health, whatever. Boots, this is the version I'm going to be going, using Skeletal Mage as a traversal, added a little bit more clunkiness in terms of our summoning speed for those, but we get increased effective haste, and we get haste after we use a traversal skill, which means we'll get like a boost of like 60% movement speed at the top end, somewhere around there, 65 or something like that, as well as, just in general being able to have a little bit more movement speed from haste. So it's going to be really nice, I feel like, in terms of feel in that regard, but you do lose out on the efficiency of summoning your skeletons. So something to think about, but with this, what you can do instead is you can take the minions transported to you on traversal and run an unspec'd transplant, change up your skeletal tree, whatever you want to do instead, so you don't have to worry about that whole left side of the tree, as I said before, or the far left side of that tree, and do something else. For our relic, we're doing this base for fire res, +4 to Skeletal Mage, and then resist, minion affixes, defenses, stuff like that. Blessings, we're doing void resist, lightning resist, all resist, increased armor, and endurance. All defensive stats. So it should be pretty nice. It's pretty good with the Dread Shade. This helps cap our endurance, and I think these are all self-explanatory, right? For our idols, I'm going to go health and minion crit, and then flame wraith and minion crit for the 2x2s. Pretty self-explanatory for the idols. They're pretty easy to get going. For our passives, intelligence, minion, vitality, minion armor, minion attack speed, cast speed, whatever. Pretty easy on the Acolyte one. Pretty easy on this one too. Boom, grab some ward on minion death. Boom, boom, boom. Get up here to minion armor shred. Easy. Grab a couple points here for mark for death. These points to get skeletal vanguards on minion death to fill in the gaps. Not too sure about this one, but we'll go 8 points here just to get more ward as we cast our summon skeleton skill. Then we can grab the increased attack speed, cast speed here for our minions. Grab this for 100% increased minion critical strike chance, huge. Grab our increased health, our vitality, minion resistances, 3 points here. Get up to our resist and necrotic damage for our minions. So we can get our extra Skeletal Mage and then get our minion critical strike multiplier here and also the chill chance as well. Pretty standard Necromancer tree, nothing too crazy about it. But yeah, that's it for the passives, and that's pretty much it for the build. I can go over and kind of show you the stats as we have them here. So general, offense doesn't matter too much. Defense, which would be near cap or near cap for endurance and reduce damage from critical strike chances and critical strikes, and this less damage from Titan Heart. Should be pretty nice. Our minion, we have quite a bit of increased health. Damage could be a little bit better. The increases on damage could be a little bit better, but maybe we fill it out somehow. We should be somewhere around 50% crit for our zombies and near max for Wraiths and Skeletal Mages. That's pretty much it for the starter and kind of like what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully this is going to perform well. I have some clips of it, a little bit different variation that I'll be showing, but outside of this, I do have some plans going forward. There are some things that I want to mess with. We have these Phantom Grip rings that give flat minion crit, so Volatile Zombie might be on the menu, Golemancer might be on the menu. It might open up some more affix pressure for other builds on Necromancer or minion builds that need minion flat crit. But I don't know, a lot of exciting things to try. We also have the Cruelty Relic with Sacrifice. That might be interesting to try with Necromancer as well. But my immediate kind of, interest is going for something similar to this current setup in terms of like the skills and such. But we're going mana stacking on Acolyte. Let's go. And you might be wondering, why would we do mana stacking on Acolyte? That makes no sense. Who would ever do that, right? Like, I don't understand. Well, it's because, now with all these uniques and various things, and if we can get anything like this, it'd be nice, right? But who knows, right? But all these uniques that give us increased mana and such, and the ability to get a lot of flat mana now, and scale it a little bit, allows us to get around 2k, around 2k mana, which can be pretty huge. If we can get even anywhere near these numbers, it's gonna be nice. But you're like, why would you want 2k mana on Acolyte? What would you get out of that? Well, if you look here, we can go to Chaos Bolts, and you can ignore the trees. This isn't fleshed out. I haven't tested anything, but this is kind of just my idea, right? You go to the Chaos Bolt tree. You look at this. You get spell damage per 20 max mana. 2,000 mana. How much flat? Oh, that's 100 flat spell damage. Okay, all right. That's fine. That's pretty good. 100 flat's pretty good. Oh, what else? Oh, I forgot. Forbidden Arcana and Skeletal Mage. That gives you more damage, 5% more damage per 25 max mana. How much more damage is that with 2,000 mana? That's 400% more damage. So these are kind of the things that I'm looking at, and this is kind of what I'm most excited about trying and testing out. I don't know how it'll go, but hopefully it goes well. Hopefully this video has been pretty helpful for you guys, and you guys have kind of learned some things, maybe got some ideas. I love that. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, whatever, leave them down below in the comment section. Let's brainstorm a little bit. I'm excited, dude. There's a lot going on in this patch. Doesn't even have to be with Necro, but anything at all, right? So, yeah, not sure what's going to be insane or what's going to be crazy, but we're going to find out here pretty soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys have a great league start or cycle start. And yeah, let's smash it and kill those bosses. Good luck to whoever is participating in the race. And yeah, have a good one. Peace.